Hi guys, and welcome back to another Championship prediction video. Now last time out we didn't get any scores correct, but we did manage to get 6 out of 12 results, half the results right. It's okay, it's still early stages in the Championship, not much is really taking shape, so it's okay. Hopefully we can get some scores here. Before we get into my predictions, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss another Championship video. Let's get into my predictions. And starting off with West Brom taking on Burnley. Now both these sides have only lost one game so far this season. They've both been in good form. Burnley, they have an extra win on the board, whereas West Brom have an extra draw, so a couple more points on the board for Burnley. But I'd say these two are probably quite evenly matched. West Brom have got a home advantage. I think I'm going to have to go down the middle, so I'm going to do it. Why not? I feel like we always start off with a draw, but we're going to do it again. 1-1. Blackburn up against Bristol City next. Now Blackburn, they started off with 3 wins, then got 3 losses, and then they won their last fixture. Are they going to go up for 3 wins again? I'm not sure, but they're up against the Bristol City side that are unbeaten in 5. They won their last one 2-0 against Huddersfield, and I've got a feeling they're going to win again. Bristol City to win it, 2-1. Luton up against Wigan next. Luton, they're unbeaten in 3, picked up a couple of wins there, their first 2 wins of the season, and they seem to have started to click into gear. Wigan, they have won 1, lost 1, drawn 4, very middle of the road sort of team at the moment. They did draw their last game 1-1 with West Brom, which is a good point, but I think Luton just have enough at home, making Kenilworth Road a hard place to go to. So Luton to win it, 1-0. Millwall up against Cardiff next. Now Millwall, they have lost 3 in a row and they haven't scored in any of them. Not something you'd associate with a Gary Rowett side. They normally draw a lot. They've only drawn 1 game so far this season. They're up against a Cardiff side that haven't won in their last 4 with 2 draws and 2 losses. And they seem to be a bit better at home than they are away. So for me, I think Millwall are going to get back to winning ways. Maybe they won't get as many goals as I think, but I'll go for it anyway. Millwall to win, 2-1. Norwich take on Coventry next. And Norwich are in full flow now. Won 4 in a row. They got a last minute winner against Blues. Onel Hernandez scoring the winner against us. Didn't enjoy that because he was on loan at us last season and was brilliant for us. But Norwich are just, they've got the quality and they're finally starting to put it all together. They're up against a Coventry side that have only played 4 games so far this season because of their issues at home. They can now play their games at home. They did have 1 previously, so they've got a bit of catching up to do. Hard to judge, but out of their 4, they've got 1 point. So they have struggled at the start of the season, and I understand the circumstances around home games and stuff like that, but they have struggled. And I think Norwich will win this one. I just don't know what score to go for, because Norwich, they score, I think they'll get 2. It's whether Coventry can score. And I'm going to go very indecisive, not sure why. Norwich to win it, 2-1. Preston up against Blues now. And Preston, they won 1-0 against Coventry. And they've still not conceded in their first 7 games. 2 1-0 victories, 5 0-0 draws. Probably means this is going to end 0-0. However, Blues, we did some decent activity on the closing days of the transfer window. We got Chong in on a permanent, which for a Championship side that doesn't have a great budget at all, to get Chong on a permanent is a brilliant deal. And I don't think we're going to win this because I think if we score, if we nick a goal somehow, Preston will do the same, which is why I'm going to go down the middle. But I don't know if I hope that we can be the first team to get a goal against Preston. So I'll go for it. 1-1. Up next, Rotherham take on Watford. Now Rotherham, they've started well. They lost their first game 3-0 against Sunderland, but they've had a good start to the season. And they're up against the Watford side that have also only lost one game so far this season. And they've been okay. They haven't been amazing for a team that's just came down from the Premier League, but they've been okay. And there's now some more certainty around their team as the transfer window is shut. And Ismail Assar and João Pedro are both still there. I was expecting 2 of their front 3 to leave and 1 to stay. The fact that they've kept 2 on board is pretty good going. There could be some of the biggest transfers for them this season, just keeping those players. And I've got a feeling that they're going to start to push on now. So Watford to win, 1-0. To Wales now, as Swansea take on QPR. Swansea haven't had the start that we were expecting of them. I say that I was expecting, but I think a lot of people fancied them to push on from last season. They've got the foundations, they've got the manager, they've got the identity. Hasn't really happened. 1 win so far. They're struggling. And they're coming up here against a QPR side that have won 2 in a row. They've done quite well. There seems to be quite a few goals. And I think, to be honest, that QPR are going to get all 3 points again here. So I'm going to go the away side, QPR, to win it 2-1. Reading take on Stoke in a game where Reading have managed to win 4, lose 3 this season. But out of their 3 losses, 2 of them have been 4-0s. And they haven't scored in any of the games they've lost in. So they are very up and down. And they're up against the Stoke side that aren't too consistent. Obviously, they sacked Michael O'Neill not so long back. They've managed to get a draw and a win since he left. I'm not sure where to call Stoke at the moment. I think they need a few more games. And I think Reading might get their first draw here. So I'll go down the middle, 1-1. Huddersfield up against Blackpool. Huddersfield, I think, are really going to struggle this season. They already have been struggling. They've only got 1 win so far. It just doesn't look good for Huddersfield because they're losing a lot of games. Blackpool, they drew 2 in a row, 3-3, and then lost 1-0. I think, to be honest, this one, I always try and fit this scoreline in once a week. It's always been on Preston, but I'm not going for it this week. So I'll go for it here. 0-0. Interesting game with Hull taking on Sheffield United. Now the home side Hull, they have done well at home especially. They've won all 3 of their matches so far, all by 1 goal margin. But 9 points out of 9 at home shows you where they are. They're going to pick up a lot of points at home this season. They might struggle away, but at home, they're good. They're up against a Sheffield United team that struggle on the road. They're really good at home, but away so far, they've drawn 2 and lost 1. 2 points out of 9. You'd think I should probably go for Hull. But I really like this Sheffield United team. I think they're gonna be up there somewhere by the end of the season. They're really hard to beat. They do tend to win games, hence why they're top of the league. And I think Sheffield United will win this one, get their first away win of the season, 2-1. Middlesbrough up against Sunderland is our last fixture, Monday night. Middlesbrough haven't had the start you'd expect from them. They've only won 1 game so far. They've drawn 3 and lost 3, but their 3 losses have all been by a 1 goal margin. So very, very tight. If you look at Sunderland, they have started very well. 3 wins. They got their first home win on the board, 3-0, against another newly promoted side, Rotherham, at the weekend. In midweek. And Sunderland have really adapted well, I think. But Middlesbrough being the home side, and I feel like they are hard to beat. They should be hard to beat. So I'm going to go down the middle, something exciting, 2-2. So, those are my predictions for these championship fixtures. Make sure that you get your predictions down in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more championship prediction videos.